So good morning, everybody, and my name is David West. I have the honor of being the mayor of Richmond Hill. I'm just thrilled, Premier, to have you here today. It's always a great day when the Premier of Ontario is here, so thank you very much, sir. I also just wanted to give a shout out to my MPP, Daisy Y, and to our Minister, Michael Parsa. Thank you, as always, for being here to support Ontario, and Minister, thank you very much for being here as well. And a big shout out to Walter and Maria Schroeder, who are responsible for all of this in many ways. So thank you very much. The Schroeder Ambulatory Care Centre represents a real significant milestone for the City of Richmond Hill and Southern York Region and Southern Ontario. It will not only provide essential health care to the community, but it will also create valuable employment opportunity and economic development opportunity for local residents. By optimizing health care delivery and supporting the region's hospital system, the centre will play a key role in ensuring that care is offered when and where it's most needed, enhancing the overall health infrastructure of our entire region. This new addition is a complement to the healthcare system. This healthcare system demonstrates the power of cooperation. We just had a tour of this wonderful facility, and it really is innovative and leading edge. So with that, I thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and again, welcome to Richmond Hill. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good. Well, first and foremost, on behalf of the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre, Executive Committee and the Board, it is my pleasure to welcome Premier Doug Ford, Premier, Minister Sylvia Jones, Minister Michael Parsa, MPP Daisy Y, and of course, Mayor David West, who you've already heard from. Mayor, you've stolen some of my thunder, but I'll still carry on. My name is Raj Kothari. I am a board member of the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre Foundation. Some of you may wonder, who is this Raj Kothari? I had the privilege of being the chair of UHN Foundation for 5 years, and in that tenure, we raised over $1 billion from donors like Walter. And I've also been on 25 not-for-profit boards in this country in the last 30 years that I've been in this country, and I was the vice chair of PricewaterhouseCoopers. The Schroeder Ambulatory Centre is a groundbreaking charitable not-for-profit healthcare facility that exists to transform how Ontarians access and experience care. The Schroeder Foundation has funded nearly $500 million to Ontario's healthcare institutions, including UHN, St. Mike's Hospital, and various academic institutions who support healthcare training and research. To date, over $300 million have been committed to this centre by Walter and Maria Schroeder Foundation. It is built on the belief that timely, high-quality ambulatory care should be available to everyone, not just those who can afford to wait or pay. We are created with a simple but powerful mission to reduce pain, increase mobility, and improve healthcare efficiency for Ontarians. As a nonprofit, and I repeat, as a nonprofit, every dollar we generate is reinvested directly into patient care, expanding services, and supporting the broader health system. Our purpose-built, state-of-the-art facility is designed to offer high-volume, accessible OHIP-covered services in full alignment with Ontario's healthcare strategy. We are here to work alongside our health partners and ensure that patients receive the care they need and when they need it. I want to thank each one of you for being here and thank you for joining us for this important step forward. We are proud to represent innovation within Ontario's healthcare system and the healthcare landscape. Proof that community-driven, charitable care can reduce wait times, improve outcomes, and deliver measurable value for the public. It is my honor now to introduce a strong advocate for the community health and an important supporter of the work we do here, our local MPP, Daisy Y.
Good morning, everyone. I am really proud of the tour that I just had. This is really innovative. And we're proud of having this right in Richmond Hill. As your MPP for Richmond Hill, pleasure to be here to the announcement at the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre. Our government is proud to stand alongside our healthcare leaders, dedicated staff, and valued community members. Thank you for addressing the need for reducing the surgery wait time here in Richmond Hill. This is a significant step forward in delivering accessible, innovative, and patient care center. This is new center, a forward-looking model that puts people first and reflects our growing population, evolving healthcare needs. This is a proud moment for not just in Richmond Hill, but for all of York Region. Congratulations on this remarkable achievement. And I'd like to invite Minister Parsa to continue to say how proud he is in Richmond Hill. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much, PPY. I'm incredibly proud and a big honor to represent the City of Richmond Hill alongside you. And thank you very much for the kind introduction and for really being an incredible advocate for the people of Richmond Hill and, of course, in York Region as well. And for Daisy and I, it's a real honor to welcome our colleagues, Premier Doug Ford, and of course, Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, Sylvia Jones, to Richmond Hill. Welcome to you both. And let me also thank the leadership team here at the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre for hosting today's events and for also allowing me to say a few words. Now, whenever I speak to hardworking families, to seniors, they make it clear that improving healthcare and cutting wait times is a critical priority for all of them. And thankfully, our government is listening. And we have a health minister that is delivering real results for Ontarians. We just broke ground for a new hospital in Mississauga. And province-wide, we're investing $235 million to better connect 300,000 people to primary health care. And today's announcement means that families and seniors will be able to access faster and more convenient diagnostic care right here in Richmond Hill and right across our province. These investments are making a real difference, and they deserve our recognition. So please join me in welcoming my colleague, my friend, Ontario's Minister of Health, the Deputy Premier, the Honourable Sylvia Jones, to the podium.
Thank you, Michael, and good morning, everyone. It is indeed great to be back here in Richmond Hill today alongside Premier Ford and our local MPPs who you've already heard from, Daisy Waugh and Minister Michael Parsa, who truly are champions for your community at Queen's Park and for building a more connected and convenient healthcare system here in Richmond Hill and across Ontario. Thank you to the team at the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre for hosting us today, and to all the amazing healthcare workers in Richmond Hill and across York Region for everything you do to provide exceptional care to patients and families each and every day. Under the leadership of Premier Ford, our government has been making historic investments to expand Ontario's healthcare system. We're taking bold and innovative action to make it easier for people and their families to connect to care closer to home by getting shovels in the ground on over 50 hospital projects, investing in modernizing our healthcare infrastructure, significantly expanding access to new primary care multidisciplinary teams, and reducing wait times by adding vital surgical and diagnostic capacity, which is, of course, why we are here today. Ontario continues to lead the country with the shortest surgical wait times of any Canadian jurisdiction. For over 30 years, community surgical and diagnostic centres have been an important partner in providing high-quality, publicly funded diagnostic imaging, surgeries and procedures in communities across Ontario. Today's $155 million investment will add 57 new community surgical and diagnostic centres who will connect over 1.2 million people to MRIs, to CT scans, and GI endoscopy services, making it easier and faster for more people to connect to publicly funded surgeries and procedures when and where they need it. thank you again to the Schroeder Ambulatory Care and all the dedicated healthcare workers and organizations in Richmond Hill and across York Region who provide incredible care to people and families in our communities. Now, please join me in welcoming Premier Ford, who has been the main driver behind our historic investments in healthcare, protecting our economy, and leading the charge to defend Canada, to share a few words. Premier Ford, thank you. Stay well.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's so great to be back here in Richmond Hill, and I want to thank everyone for joining us today. It seems like Healthcare Week in Ontario, but every day is Healthcare Day in Ontario, and we're making some great announcements. It's really, really exciting, and I'm so pleased to be here. As you just heard from my great Deputy Premier Minister of Health, Sylvia Jones. You also heard from Daisy and Michael. Thank you, Daisy, for having us to your hometown. What a great job you're doing here along with Michael. And I'm thrilled to also welcome Secretary of Cabinet Michelle D'Emmanuel. You know, Michelle makes the machinery of the government move. She does an incredible job day in and day out. And she doesn't get enough acknowledgement, but I want to acknowledge Michelle, the hard work. And by the way, she works 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, it seems. And she's had many late night calls from me as well. So thank you, Michelle, for the great work that you do. I also want to acknowledge Mayor West. Mayor, thank you for all your support with this beautiful facility here, which we'll be talking about in a minute. The mayor expedited building permits, got things going. And I also want to acknowledge the Fire Chief Burbridge. And I want to thank the chief. Again, he was instrumental in making sure this is a safe building and expedited the process. And I know my friend Lashemi, Dr. Lashemi, Mohammed Lashemi from TMU, he was here, but I think he's running back to TMU. And one of my favorite CEOs, Carly Farrow from Trillium Health Partners. We just made a big announcement, and through your leadership, Carly, you're just driving the largest hospital build in the entire country, a $14 billion build. And boy, you got a lot of weight on your shoulders, but you're just driving it forward. I want to thank Raj. Raj, thank you for everything that you're doing here. The work and the volunteerism, not just here, you heard Raj, and 25 or more different nonprofits, UHN raising close to $1 billion. And then we have Dr. Varlese. I call him Dr. Fabio. He's been pushing this project from day one. Thank you, Dr. Fabio, for your great leadership, and all the docs behind me as well. You can't have this place running without their expertise, so I'm very grateful. And everyone else from the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre for having us here today, as well as the healthcare leaders from the hospitals and health networks across the region. Now, the main two stars of this press conference, and I want to acknowledge, is Walter and Maria Schroeder. You know, they're very humble people. And, you know, one day you sit down with Maria and Walter and listen to their story. It's absolutely remarkable, and I just want to thank them for their leadership, their incredible generosity and support for their Schroeder Ambulatory Centre. Now, I have to tell you, folks, it's close to $500 million. No one has given one single donation, and this was all built out of their pockets, of $500 million ever in the history of this country. I know people put 50 and 100, and we appreciate all the philanthropy, but this is remarkable, just absolutely remarkable. And I want to thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Schroeder. Two very generous people. Our government was elected with a plan to protect Ontario. That plan includes cutting red tape. As Mr. Schroeder said, cut the red tape, run this as efficient as possible. And I told Mr. Schroeder he's hired right away. But outstanding businessman too, brilliant. Standing up for workers, investing in infrastructure, and making Ontario the most competitive place to do business in the G7. We're doing this so we can protect workers and their jobs and continue to grow our economy in the face of tariffs and economic uncertainty. But we're also doing it because a strong economy, and I always say the foundation of our healthcare, foundation of infrastructure and schools and hospitals, healthcare, is our economy. And that means we can continue to invest and protect the services that the people of Ontario rely on. That includes our healthcare system. Our government is working hard to protect and expand our healthcare system so people across the province can get the care they need and when and where they need it. We're investing $60 billion. I think it's a little over $60 billion. As long as Carly keeps within the budget of the $14 billion, we're doing good. So it's more than $60 billion to build or upgrade more than 50 hospitals across the province, including South Lake Regional Healthcare Centre here in York Region. Under the leadership of Minister Jones, and thank you for bringing Dr. Jane Philpott on as well, we're also investing $2.1 billion to connect everyone in the province to a family doctor and a primary care provider. We're building and expanding medical schools so we can have more doctors and nurses working in our communities, and I understand TMU is partnering up with Schroeder clinic right here, and that's a great match to make sure that we have an opportunity to train our doctors in a stunning facility. And we're reducing wait times for surgeries and common procedures. In 2024, as you just heard from Minister of Health, from Sylvia, Ontario had the lowest surgical wait times of any province in Canada, with over 83% of patients receiving major procedures within clinically recommended time. But we all know it's called continuous improvement. We need to do even better. That's why we're investing $280 million in community surgical and diagnostic centres across Ontario. These centres will help cut wait times and provide convenient publicly funded care for people in their communities so they can get care when they need it, paid for by their OHIP card, not their credit card. And as Mr. Schroeder was saying earlier, he wants to cover a vast area as far as Kingston, 25 hospitals, I think, as a backup hospital, because this is basically a hospital. What you built here is unbelievable. Today, as part of this funding, we are announcing a $155 million investment over 2 years to add 57 new community surgical and diagnostic centres across the province, licensed to deliver in-demand MRI and CT scans, as well as gastrointestinal and endoscopy services. A little bit of a mouthful there. Clinic licenses will be issued starting today, and I'm so proud to announce that we will be awarding the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre the first of these licenses. Congratulations. Thank you. That's amazing. Through our investment, the centre will be receiving $14 million to support more than 115,000 patients. I'm going to repeat that, 115,000 patients over the next 2 years. That's more than 14,000 hours of MRI scans and 10,000 hours of CT scans. Across Ontario, these new centres will connect over 1.2 million more patients to publicly funded surgeries and procedures, helping reduce hospital wait times in every corner of the province. Our government is laser focused on providing the very best health care to the people of Ontario. We're going to keep investing in our services and our economy, and we will keep working to build a more competitive, more resilient, and more self-reliant economy so we can protect the people of Ontario and the services we all rely on for generations to come. I want to thank you. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Schroeder and the whole team here, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you.
We will now take questions from the media. Please come to the microphone and state your name and outlet. Just a reminder, it's one question and one follow-up. First question.
Hey, good morning, Premier Colin DeMello from Global News. The pineapple tie's made a comeback. I haven't seen that in a long time.
The second time.
It is the second time you've worn it.
The pineapples came out today for a special occasion.
I actually have a question for the Minister of Health. Minister Jones, there are allegations today that Ontario Health at Home, or a vendor working for Ontario Health at Home, has had a data breach, some 200,000 people potentially impacted. Can you confirm for us exactly what the Ministry of Health knows and what you've been doing about it?
Yes, so Ontario Health is absolutely investigating right now. We have a division that focuses on any potential cyber breach, and as is standard operating, Ontario Health and Ontario Health at Home will notify if there has been any form of breach to individual patients. But that investigation is going on right now, and you are correct, it was a third-party vendor.
So you were saying that as of right now, there has been no patient information that has been compromised. The Ministry of Health knows that for a fact?
The investigation is ongoing as we speak.
Okay, and just for Premier Ford on this, Premier, this data breach with the vendor took place in the spring, yet the Ministry of Health is only confirming it now, that there is a significant amount of time and patient data may have been potentially compromised. Why would it take that long for this information to come to the public's attention?
Well, as the minister just said, Colin, they're doing an investigation that will come out and we'll find out where the gap is and why it wasn't brought to our attention a lot earlier. But we're glad the investigation is happening. We're glad we caught the person. You know, that's sacred. Any health records is sacred in Ontario. I don't know if you remember, Colin, mine got breached, Rob's got breached as well. Anyone who breaches healthcare records needs to be fired immediately, gone, be charged. That's what needs to happen here in Ontario.
Good morning. Sneh Dougal with the Trillium. Hi. This is for the Premier, but if anyone from Schroeder would like to weigh in as well, please feel free. This facility, the Schroeder Ambulatory Centre, has obviously been a massive undertaking. We're aware that the Schroeder Foundation has been in touch with the Premier's office about it for years. Presumably, the foundation wouldn't have poured hundreds of millions of dollars into building this facility and building up its staff without some sort of assurance that it would be able to operate. So when did your government promise the foundation that it would be allowed to conduct the procedures that you're announcing today?
Well, first of all, we don't promise anyone, and let's look on the positive side. We are so blessed to have Mr. and Mrs. Schroeder donate $500 million to our healthcare system, and it's a non-profit. As Mr. Schroeder has always said, it's a non-profit. Anything they make gets reinvested into the healthcare system, and we've said for a number of years that this is going to relieve hospital capacity. Right now, a lot of hospitals are at full capacity, but this will relieve them, and at the end of the day, the people want to know when they can get their hip replaced or their knee replaced or get cataracts done or get an MRI or a CT scan, and we're taking a massive burden off the system and off hospitals. So it's all about partnership, and Schroeder Clinic will be partnering with quite a few hospitals and take any overflow, so it's a great news story.
And has this Schroeder Foundation been assured in any way that it'll eventually be licensed to conduct orthopedic surgeries and have any other independent health facilities being offered similar assurances, allowing them to build facilities like this?
Great question. Great question. I'm going to hand it over to my Minister of Health, but I always ask the process, 100% transparent, done by a third party, look through with a fine-tooth comb. But I wish we had more people building facilities like this around the province. I think the choice would be pretty easy, but there is a criteria, and I'll pass it over to the Minister of Health.
Absolutely. Thank you, Premier. So I want to be very clear. The 57 licenses that we are announcing today all went under an identical assessment review application process. First of all, there was obviously the opportunity to apply an interest in offering these services, and as I said, all 57 of those licenses have gone under an identical process of independent review and ultimately assessment of where the need is in community and across Ontario, how quickly the organizations can operationalize. And I have to say, to the Schroeder Foundation, this facility truly is and was a leap of faith for them to show their commitment to Ontario and our community and the healthcare system, and there were no promises made. They made this gift to Ontario and to our healthcare system because they saw the need, and now we are working together as a government to expand the opportunities in community, and yes, they do include the Schroeder Institute and this facility. Thank you.
This will be the last reporter.
Premier Sean Jefford, CBC News.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Premier. I wanted to follow up on a question yesterday from my colleague, Loretta Redekop, about climate change and the province's climate change goals. Yesterday, you acknowledged the goal of cutting emissions by 2030, but I'm not sure you committed to it again in light of what the civil service is telling the province, that it will miss its targets by that year. Is Ontario going to make policy changes to hit that mark?
Well, good question. Our goal on every aspect of this province to reduce emissions, which we're leading the world with 94% clean, and that's our goal. Our goal is always to hit 100%, and we'll do it as quickly as possible. That's our goal, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our very best to achieve it. But I think everyone should be pretty proud around Ontario for where we're at right now, and we're building more clean, green nuclear energy that the world wants. So we're leaders in nuclear, and we're going to continue being leaders in nuclear and delivering clean, green energy to the grid.
Premier, those same documents that we obtained suggest that the civil service is reviewing the province's emissions standards program for heavy emitters. And it's reviewing it with an eye to ensuring that this is a business-friendly policy in light of Trump and tariffs. But does that suggest that there will be a watering down of emissions for heavy emitters? And will that further put that goal out of reach?
No, I don't think so at all. I just think we come up with creative ideas like we did with Dofasco and Algoma. That's like taking over 2 million cars off the road because we went from coal-fired furnace to electric arc furnaces. And I can assure you, every single company, every single manufacturing company out there wants to be environmentally friendly. They want to reduce their emissions. They want to be net zero, and everyone's trying. The market dictates, and we're going to support the market. So that's what we're doing. Is this wrapping up here? So again, I just want to thank the Schroeder family, Mr. and Mrs. Schroeder, the whole team at Schroeder here. This is incredible. Like we should be, everyone should be doing cartwheels. Having a family like the Schroeders donate this amount of money to our system, our healthcare system, our publicly funded healthcare system, that will always be there. So we're very grateful once again. On a second note, I always admit, Richard Southern, and you can pass this on, call him to our friend Richard. He said, you know, $60 million about this wild garage that everyone's thinks about 24/7. To put it into perspective, that garage, look what they did with $500 million. This place is spectacular, and they do have a garage, but I'm digressing here. He said it was $60 million. I said, check your figures. Well, you know, his figures are right and our figures are right, but where we didn't word it properly, is it realistic that parking garage at Ontario Place is going to be filled 365 days a year? Probably not. In the summer, is it going to double twice? Probably. But anyways, I just want to acknowledge if I say something and it's not 100% accurate, our numbers were accurate, his numbers were accurate, but he's 100% right. That garage, wouldn't it be great if we did fill it for 365 days a year? And majority of the people calling right now are thinking, what the heck's the Premier talking about? That's what they're thinking, because they really don't care about that garage, to be frank with you. So anyways, folks, thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Don't forget to use the sunscreen. And the barbecue's over at Colin DeMello's place, South Lakeshore. I'll be there. Thank you, everyone.